We are here for the not random, I just want to say rambling podcast by gamers, or RPG.
It's also a channel update.
Honestly,
well.
yeah, that's kind of why. We're just doing another, update. So, for State of the Union videos.
Particularly the channel itself.
Yeah, channel update and so on. So, obviously, we put one podcast about the theft that happened in the store.
Yep.
This is going to be more related to what the channel's going to be doing.
I mean, we're still going to cover our usuals that we've been doing for the years we've had the channel going.
We like our certain games, man. We like that 7 days when it's not about zombies, because I'm just terrified. No, we're going to go back to the zombies, obviously. I know 22's coming out.
Yeah, 22's coming out this summer, so we got that coming up.
We got our vanilla with Nuki. I'm Wolfie.
Still doing the District Zero with the robots.
Right, which honestly, I find hilarious that I am not scared of those.
Kind of limited on the off the shelves, so we want to try to go back into a little bit of those.
Yeah, get back in that.
Showing some of the stuff that we've been adding during the robberies recovery. We've gotten so much traded in, and some are really cool. Yeah. I took some of mine out of my collection that I'm putting on the shelf to go ahead and let them sell. I want to definitely try to get a couple videos of those, because that's the main reason I picked them up and was holding them, was to kind of do off the shelves of in the future.
And then also there's been updates to like Nintendo, the subscription thing with the games they come out with. And honestly, we just haven't had the chance to really do a lot of the off-the-shelf stuff as we used to, because I was busy with a secondary job, and then Crimix here was constantly having to run the store. But there's been changes.
Yeah.
There's been changes. There is now so much paperwork that I have to be here all the time.
The store is paying us now, which is nice.
Which is actually, you know what? We took a little longer to pay ourselves, considering we were owners, and the store's been going for 7 years.
Last year,
but
too.
We hired somebody and then discovered that we actually could afford not only to hire a new person, but to actually pay ourselves, so we can actually devote
our time,
more of a time to the business and to the videos and to all this media stuff that we're doing. So we'll see more videos coming out somewhat. We still have, it's a rocky spot here, but we're getting better.
Yeah, my ultimate goal is to do at least a week per month each year through the rest of the year. We'll continue to do the every day of October for the Halloween games when that comes.
Yeah.
I do want to actually kind of start branching out a little bit about talking about different systems and stuff.
Right. So you'll probably see more of these kind of podcasts.
Some of these little techie things like the ROG Ally here that we got and stuff like that.
I mean, there's a lot in video games just in general, or just in gaming, that honestly we want to try to branch out into, because we want to be almost the one-stop shop for games.
Yeah.
Not just video games, but games.
We want to cover a lot more
card games.
Yeah, I mean, even though our main focus is retro at this point, we pretty much have said we're going to do all games, regardless of whether it's video games, board games. I mean, eventually we'll go out into everything.
It's essentially the way to diversify enough that we aren't crippled if something happened to one thing.
Yeah.
So, like, if, for say, all of our discs got stolen, but we had enough board games or computers or whatnot to make up for it until we got that disc collection back. It's almost like the big companies when they diversify so much, but then they're diversifying too much. We're not even a big company. We're like, and then we gotta go a little bit.
And the gremlin over our shoulders saying, "Oh, digital future."
Right, and
that's another thing that's coming up.
Right, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I've seen some.
That's kind of what I want the podcast to move towards, is to talk about stuff like that, to get it off our minds as well.
Because honestly, it would be fun to open up these kind of conversations, because we need to have these kind of conversations, because otherwise the big guys ain't gonna listen to nobody, because no one's talking about it. And the only way they're doing it is by
one of the very first podcasts we do. I want to actually show the some sort of free games movement or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it right this second, but it's based off of the crews getting removed off of the thing from Ubisoft, and basically they're saying, we don't care you paid $70, $60 for this title, it's gone. You don't own it anymore.
Yeah,
it's gone. You have no access to it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Instead of what they should do is just make it so it can be played offline.
Yeah.
Still use it.
But it doesn't matter. That's a whole different podcast. So, this was just an update on that. But yeah, we got some heavy topics we need to talk about. And honestly,
if you got any suggestions, let us know in the comments, because that's where we're going to get a lot of our podcast things from.
Honestly, yeah.
We're going to start posting more on Facebook, getting more polls and
we
stuff
need
like
more
that.
of that back and forth, guys, so we know that we're not just talking to the void, but also see where you guys are at. Because honestly, two people's opinion is good and all, but we'd honestly like to know what everyone's opinion is and maybe start working on it towards other things. Also, game suggestions. Do let us know game suggestions, because we are just essentially picking stuff that we like to do or just stuff that we have. And honestly,
we've been queuing a lot of new stuff lately because I just have so much in the backlog that I want to play and mess with.
Because we're gamers, that's what we like doing.
We gamed ourselves as a retro channel. We need to try to go back to it as much as we are enjoying. So
if you have your personal favorites, or if you don't mind,
if you want us to continue something, like we mentioned it before, if there's something in the original channel that we've played and we never finished, if there's something you want us to try to go back and play, definitely be willing to do it.
We would be interested in potentially doing some playthroughs of the old games that we like Legend of Zelda or Mario and stuff like that. But
I finished the original Zelda. We started 2, but no, I did not enjoy 2 very much at all. So it's not something that I would want to attempt to finish.
But I could try it because I've never played
You haven't played it, okay?
Honestly, I have not actually played
the side scroller.
I did not
Link
play
to the Past, on the other
hand.
That is probably, even though the better graphic games are a lot more thorough and stuff, I'd still say story-wise, Link to the Past is still my favorite out of all of these.
So I don't know the first 3. I know Legend of Zelda or Ocarina of Time.
You started from Ocarina of Time, yeah.
That's the one I know. And so honestly, I would love to do a series just on that, with just either goofing about the weird storyline, the weird graphic. Who the fuck knows? But if that's not something you guys want to see, then you gotta let us know, because otherwise we don't know. Yeah. I mean, we essentially, that's why you'll see videos go up of like 1 or 2 episodes and then it stops, because we don't see any interest.
We don't see too much interest from it, so
and we're like, okay, let's move on. So
and as it goes, this month is gonna we've kind of got this month finalized for videos. Next month we're already starting to decide what the extra games are. We're also got, like we mentioned earlier, Alpha 22 is coming out for 7 days. They gave it a time frame of summer, so that could be August, it could be
so, honestly, it's not too bad considering a time frame.
The Fun Pimps are never and have never really been the ones that wants to give themselves an actual date, because I think they felt trapped to that back in the past.
Yeah, because honestly, it's nerve-wracking to say get an actual date.
But this is also the console re-release as well at the same time. So this one's going to be a more impactful one.
This is going to
be a lot of visual changes, cross-platform supposedly. At least they were gunning for it. Whether that happens or not on this alpha, that ultimately they want it to be cross-platform.
Right.
That depends on PlayStation more than anything, because Sony's always been the one holdout for cross-platform.
Right. But so if anything, we've been showing this kind of game since Alpha 15, so we'll be there with the new update, to see how it goes.
Enjoy Pacific Drive. I really like it.
Oh, okay. I would say, what's that? No, yeah. If anything, it sounds hilarious.
It is a blast to play through now that I've gotten as far as I have into it.
But yeah, so check out the past videos. Keep an eye on what's coming up.
Yep.
We're gonna probably do a podcast maybe once a month, maybe more. It depends on how much we need to talk about and what we want to say.
What our current plans are, what you tell us to try to check with, as well as game suggestions.
Indeed.
Again, we want to hit a lot of different things from the past as well as the future. So we're going to keep going through both ways.
You'll probably also see Nuki sometimes. Honestly, right now he's with customers, so...
The poor guy's been swamped with customers ever since we got in.
Yep, pretty much. I mean, some of these Sundays, man, they're just as bad as Saturdays.
That's why we hired him, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
We can't just have him have fun with us all the time. We have to do the basic stuff. Anyway.
Oh, by the way, it's going to be a different look from when I'm recording at home soon, too, because I got a complete different look at the house. You might not see it so much because I'll probably still have the green screen in action, but I might do a quick show without the green screen just to kind of show. Yes, I like purple, and you can kind of tell from the shirt and everything as well, because I finally bought a couple new clothes during my thing, because I just wore out so many different outfits.
Hey man, I can't blame you. I do the same problem.
But purple walls, it's kind of an interesting color. I don't know if I would want it for a bedroom, but my daughter wanted it that color, and ultimately that's going to end up being her room. So I told her, it's your choice. So,
which is nice of him, honestly. He's a nice.
I'm just one person now since I lost my wife years ago. So her and her boyfriend, soon to be husband, will need a bigger room.
Yeah.
So
well, and they'll probably start taking over more of the household stuff from him. But so.
But that's gonna be the end of this one. We're gonna ramble some more.
I know, right? We haven't told. We like to go on tangents and ramble, which is why it's rambling.
Which is why we should have a podcast to just ramble and ramble and ramble.
If you want to have us in the background rambling, that is perfectly fine. I know plenty of people do that kind of thing. It's real weird, but it's up to you. If you like it, cool.
Yep. Like, subscribe, comment.
Thank you for listening.
Yep. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy.